with meditation, we become a lot more calmer, and it helps us face a lot of challenges that we go through every day. So now, if you would like to find out more about the Brahma Kumaris, you can visit the brahmakumaris.uk, and there you can find out more about the classes that are available, and also you can get in touch with your local center. So let's move on to today's topic. And today's topic is reducing the weight of waste. What weighs us down is waste, and it should be discarded so we can fly. And just thinking about this topic today, I created two airplanes, paper airplanes. So if you see, one has a bit of weight to it, which is white tack, and the other one is just a plane. So if you throw just this plane, it goes nicely. Let me just throw it again. It goes nicely. Whereas when you throw the plane that has a bit of weight, if you see what happens, it goes down straight away. So just from that, you can see that excess weight we kind of carry with us, all the time, and it kind of like puts us down, and it doesn't let us rise. And you can say it kind of traps us like a bird in a cage. So when we identify this weight, this waste of weight, and we remove it, then we can fly with happiness and love. And that is what I call freedom. And now we can move on to our special speaker. And this special speaker, I know personally, someone who's caring and loving like a mother. And her name is Sister Gauthami Durga. Sister Gauthami is Assistant National Coordinator of Brahma Kumaris, Nigeria. She has been practicing Raja Yoga meditation for 20 years after studying her law. She is known for creative workshops, I can agree with that, allowing one to experience super sensuous joy through meditation. She has conducted many varied training programs for different organizations. So I'm very excited for Sister Gauthami and all of us today. And yes, I guess we can all get started. So over to you, Sister Gauthami.
Thank you so much, Brother Birajit, for this warm welcome. And thanks to everyone for being connected on this wonderful virtual platform at this time to explore more about this topic. I won't call it to be a waste topic, but it's all about waste. And it's more about waste management. Every government has this department. In Nigeria, it is a very powerful department, waste management, because the waste is available so abundantly here. They need to have a special administration, special management in order to think what to do with it. So if you don't really think about the waste which is getting accumulated, then a day would come, this accumulation will become a burden on the self, on the family, on the society, and even on the country, a nation at large. So we need to really remember one thing: whatever we are doing, irrespective of good, bad, whatever it is, number one, we are enjoying at this moment. Number two, it is also getting accumulated for the future. So this awareness will make us more responsible towards our daily life, routine life, and also towards the actions that we perform. Now here, when we think about waste, what is waste? Sometimes something which is waste for you may not be waste for me. And something that is waste for me may not be waste for you. Something that is waste for somebody can be the best for me. So in this scenario, to define waste, at times it becomes difficult. The definition of waste differs from the age, background, experience, nationality, interests, and different types of professions, everything. For a tailor, a sewing machine is very important. But for a person who doesn't know how to sew, it's just a waste dump at the home, and they would like to see where they can just give it off to anybody who can use it. So something which you cannot use is waste. And something which you try to procure that is not having any utility at your end is also waste. Likewise, the definition of a waste can be made and written, and it can be an encyclopedia. Because as much as waste in this world, so much can be written about the waste management. Now, to define very clearly about waste, whether it is in a physical form or it is in a subtle form, we need to be careful because the accumulation is constantly happening. Sometimes we create it knowingly, sometimes we don't, we create it unknowingly. How do we create knowingly? We know that we have this much of time now, and the program is yet to start. We don't have much to do at this point of time. Then what shall we do? What shall we do if we don't have anything to do? So we have some time, so let's do some time pass. So let's do some time pass. So what is this time pass? We can, we have a choice.
Handy.
Yeah. Pardon, I couldn't hear your voice.
I'm saying telephone is always handy.
Telephone is always handy, but you have a choice how to use your telephone. Open up the internet and see something for entertainment, or listen to music, or open up something and explore something.
Or talk about knowledge.
Talk about knowledge. It's a wonderful choice, and you're already so intelligent. So you choose, you make your right choices. If you have the power to choose in your hands, then the waste can be avoided. Otherwise, just you think time pass, but the time pass can be a time waste. And let me tell you something. The one who create more waste cannot overcome or conquer the time. If you conquer the time, you will be free from waste forever. For this, understanding the value of time, understanding the value of relationships, the strength, the lifestyle, everything matters so much that if you value these things, you will become valuable. And the moment you value your mind, your heart, your food, your habits, your routine, your relations, value them. If you value, you will not waste. If you think this is very valuable, you will not waste. But if you think it is of none of my business, I don't need it, then it goes into waste. And the second thing is unknowingly creating waste. And there is an abundance of ignorantly creating waste. Because I think this is very useful, but I'm not able to use from 2 years. So if we consider physically, there's so much of waste, even in the body. If you eat more than the need, then it will become weight. It will add on. You cannot say, I'm just using it because I don't want to waste it. I don't want to throw it. Let me eat it. And you eat, but still you are not using it. You are misusing your body, increasing the bodily weight. Again, you have to make time, spend some money, go to gym, spend some time and do some exercises. And you have to work very hard to remove that weight. You have to pay a lot of attention on your diet, a lot of attention on your exercises, then you can reduce the weight. Or sometimes the case will become so severe that you have to undergo tummy tuck type of operations in order to reduce your weight. This all is all about physical. There is something which is happening unknowingly, and it is more effectively happening, and it is affecting our lives, our inner world, our relationships, our perceptions, our understandings. And our focus is not at all going towards that invisible inner waste. And that invisible inner waste is all about the mind creating certain amount of thoughts in ignorance, thinking, dwelling into past, creating castles about the future, not having time and interest to pay attention in this moment. So when we lose these precious present moments and we become busy in dwelling in the past and creating castles about the future, then what happens is we lose the time. We cannot win over the time. And so we cannot do anything in time or before time. And then once we lose the grip of time, then we fall back. We cannot meet up the things that has to be done in time. Actually, the focus, the target has to be always before time. Instead of before time, forget about being before time. Even we will not be able to meet up in time. We'll be behind the time. And then we don't have anything other than taking excuses. Justifying what we are doing is absolutely right. See how it is possible. If you are there also, you will do what I did. And we justify our things. We take excuses. It's not possible. And we create that justification and that excuse, we make it into a belief system. And then we follow it religiously for the future. And we also become a very bad example for others, speaking the theory of our experiences of taking excuses. What do we need here is one determined thought. Determination, no matter what, I have to meet up, I will meet up. Your thoughts will define your life and your lifestyle. The quality of actions that I have to perform, the quality of routine that I have to have. First, define what you want in life. What is your desire? How do you want to see yourself down the lane in this particular situation of COVID or whatever the situation going on in the world or in the family? What am I supposed to do? What is my role? How am I supposed to, be in this particular situation, in this particular time? So when you define, because everyone wants to be good, healthy, happy, harmonious, and heavenly, isn't it? Every time everyone wants to have a heavenly experience in everything. Please remember what you want. Kindly remember this aspect. And when your remembrance is strong, then it will not allow you to create anything which is against to your wish. It is said, if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. But I'll tell you, if wishes were heavenly, you can transform yourself into a heavenly being. Your determined thoughts, your faith in yourself, your faith in your creator can make it possible. So here, faith also helps a lot. If I have faith in my future that no matter what, I will finish my MBBS and I'll become a doctor, how many other turbulence comes in between in the form of physical illness, in the form of family commitments, in the form of friends, in the form of any type of thing it can be, government laws, rules and regulations. Sometimes it can be so coming in emergency like COVID. Nobody dreamt a few months before that it will happen like this. Nobody dreamt any time. In any scripture, it is written that we will be sitting in the four walls and we will be connecting and having a virtual meeting in Zoom. Speaking about the reducing waste, no, we never thought. We always believed and we always felt more in personal connection, personal connections and personal interactions. But time is changing and we are getting used to this change and we are making ourselves comfortable on this online interactions. And we created an area where we can still continue our learning, continue our interactions, continue to have connection with the world, with the people. And so our life has become quite comfortable now. Am I right? Am I right? Isn't it the life more comfortable? Or do you have any complaints? Does anybody have any complaint at this point of time in this situation?
No complaints at all.
Excellent. Because complaints means waste.
Yes.
Now, this complaints, doubts, confusion, questions shall not allow you to accept anything in the way it is. When you're not able to accept, you create waste. Our own expectations create waste. If we are not equipped with relevant wisdom, what we create is waste. If our connections are not powerful, if our faith is not strong, then waste is automatically getting created. For somebody, leaving something is a medicine. A particular diet can be a medicine for somebody. A particular diet can be a lifestyle, a natural way of living for somebody. But a particular diet can be a punishment for somebody. Are you getting? So it is better to accept a particular diet as natural as it is useful to the body and to the mind. The more we make things difficult, we become a difficult personality for ourselves, so we will not be able to accept our own self. So in this whole scenario, we have to pay attention on many things. The first and foremost is time. Is my time spent in a worthwhile way? Number two, thoughts. What am I thinking at this moment? Because whatever I'm thinking, just because I have time as a time pass, but it is getting also accumulated. This accumulation has to be really taken care. But this accumulation is my property. Whatever I'm doing is also getting accumulated, and this accumulation is getting my property. So what do you want in your property? Waste? Because this property certainly is useful in your future. In the day-to-day life, in the future, it comes up. You have to make use of this waste at one or other point of time in the life. You can't leave it. That which I'm creating, I cannot leave it. It becomes part of me, my life, my property. Knowingly, unknowingly, it is there. And so it comes out in the life. Probably we do sometimes forget about its origin. And when it comes up, we say, oh my God, I never knew that I have this much of, like the brother Biru has spoken in the intro. At times in interactions, simple, silly things can trigger us and we can just shout and say, no, I don't like it. And everyone will wonder, you're practicing meditation. You're basically an expert in positive thinking. How is that you're able to shout? No, oh my God, yes. Oh God, oh good grace. How it happened, how my voice raised and how my language became out of control. Why all these things are happening? Because of the accumulation. At present, my stage is good, balanced, but there's no guarantee about this stage because the stage is also on the basis of the accumulation. Now, what is the pill, medicine? To have a good accumulation and to reduce the weight of the waste. If you want to reduce the weight of the waste, increase the weight of the best things. Number one. Number two, transform the waste into best. There are only two ways. You can overpower the weight of the waste by increasing the weight of the best, good things. And the second most and very important procedure is you transform the waste into best. And how do you increase the best? On the contrary of the waste. First, you put a budget, have a budget of your mind that how many hours I'm spending in creating digital waste, how much my inner strengths are getting into such interactions where there is no outcome, how much of confusion, how much of doubts, and how many questions I have about anything, no matter whatever it is. Make a budget. Now you know where you are. Okay. This much waste is there. That is the reason my voice is going out of control. My mind is out of control. And when I want something to think positively, peacefully, I find bankrupt inside. I can't even think. I don't have thoughts of peace. Please, what can you think for me? Or please, oh God, give me some blessings quickly. Or we can go and say, sister, you're meditating, isn't it? Can you please meditate for me? I know you guys do Amrit Vela, early morning powerful meditations. Please remember me in your prayers, in your meditation. So these are the list of things that we do, but we have a choice because not always it works. It works sometimes, but not always. It's better to be independent. And that is when you check your inner self and understand the reality of your inner budget and increase your inner peace. How do you increase the inner peace? Peace can be created only peacefully. The more time you spend in calming down your mind, in channelizing your mind towards positive way of doing things, and the more time you focus only to see the positive part in everything, then that is when you're increasing your inner peace. Peace cannot be accumulated in emergency. Peace cannot be accumulated all of a sudden. The more time you spend in peace, the more you have accumulation. For example, in a day, you're spending 1 hour in peace, which means your accumulation is 1 hour. It's very calculative and the equation is very clear. You cannot spend 1 hour in peace and expect 10 hours of peace within you. If you have this turbulence, what everyone is going through is more than 1 year. Whether it is London, whether it is Nigeria, whether it is India, America, everywhere it is the same, isn't it? This particular situation is more than 1 year. And the situation has a lot of peacelessness, worry, anxiety, fear. So 1 year of all of these things should be dealt with peace, isn't it? So how much peace we have to accumulate? 1 year of peace. Do we have so much accumulation? Our own accumulation is our protection. And I would like to share a beautiful story from the ancient epic of ancient India, that is Ramayana. There's a beautiful scene where the emperor Rama departs from his parents because the wish asked by the wife of the King Dashrath that my son should be on the throne and please send Rama to exile for 14 years. And so here, along with Rama, his newlywed wife joins, and his brother, who cannot leave him, also accompanies. And they are very obedient children, so they don't go against by asking any type of justification, why and how and all of that. So they quietly leave the country, kingdom. But then Rama is supposed to be a very attractive personality, very charismatic personality with a lot of love, sweetness, peace, wisdom, purity. And so his attraction is so much that everyone in his kingdom, his ministers, his officials, and his subjects, and everyone has great attraction for Rama. So when he leaves the kingdom, he cannot immediately straight away start walking for 24 hours. He walks a little and he rests at one place. And then he again, next day walks a little and rests at one place. So in this particular journey, when he walked out of the kingdom and he was resting at one place, still the people from this kingdom is visiting and requesting and trying to convince him to return. One after another, everyone is going. Even his own brother of his stepmother, for whom whole of this thing has been messed up, that is Bharat, for whom, that was because of Bharat, because the mother of Bharat wants Bharat to be on the throne as a king. She wants to see her son as a king. That's why she has ask such a wish. And so what happened? Bharat came himself, but then he was convinced and he was made to return back to the kingdom to take care of the kingdom. And the most important part is what I'm saying about this here is it is the prime minister of the head of the subjects of this kingdom, Ayodhya, is Sukaram. Am I right? You can correct me if I'm not. So this person, he comes and he says, "Oh, my dear Lord Rama, without you, how am I supposed to live in the kingdom? I have joined and taken up this position, this duty, because you have taken birth, that I can get to see you, your lovely, peaceful face every day in the palace whenever I come. If you are leaving the kingdom, I have no meaning and interest to stay in the kingdom and do any job." You know what the Rama says at that time? "My dear, I understand you, but Rama is a replica of wisdom. Sita, the wife, is a replica of the purity. And Lakshmana, his brother, he symbolizes of good qualities, divine virtues. So from the kingdom, when the wisdom goes out, purity goes out, and also the divine virtues and good qualities leave the kingdom, how can the kingdom sustain itself? Sukaram, you, the Sukaram. Sukaram means good actions. You at least have to remain there, isn't it? Because you are the one who is the accumulation in the kingdom. If the accumulation of good actions also are not there in the kingdom cannot sustain itself, cannot remain in its full form. It will soon be in the clutches of the enemy." So the essence, the message here is, if at present I don't have the strength to do good, but my past accumulation is with me, which can sustain me. So the waste that I'm unknowingly also might create is accumulating. And that accumulation doesn't allow me to progress in the future. That accumulation doesn't allow me to be good. That the accumulation doesn't allow my inner goodness to come into action. I'm really very good, but I don't behave good with some people. Then what's the use of having so much goodness inside? I'm not able to oversee others' mistakes, others' weaknesses. Then what benefit of having goodness within me? So to also manifest the inner goodness, inner peace, I need to have a support of my good accumulation. Here, one more practice can help us reduce waste, and that is to be more economical. If you're economical, if you don't waste things, also you are saving a lot of things. In the Brahma Kumari organization, we have a very wonderful spiritual personality called Mamma. I haven't seen her, but so much I heard about her, so much I read about her, that she has such a magnetic personality through her genuine, honest actions. She never wasted even a curry leaf. She is an embodiment of economy. You know, everyone in the ashram, in the organization, even though they sleep, Mama, at a very younger age, she joined. She used to go all around before she go to bed, and she used to, tight all the taps that we use for washing and for drinking water and everything. Those taps, if at all in the night, if it is not closed properly, tap, 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 the droplets that are falling, that is also waste of water, isn't it? What she used to do at a very young age, in her teenage, she used to close tight all the taps so that the leakage of the water is saved. And also she used to switch off all the lights where there is no work going on, nobody is there, but still the lights are on. And you know what message has been given through her by our spiritual mentor, Brahma Baba? He said, she came into this organization. She did not bring money, but the organization is taking care of her, giving food and shelter and clothing, everything that she needs, medical facilities, everything. But what is she giving, contributing to the organization is she is stopping the waste. This is also is an income, you know. When you don't spend much is also is an income. I would like to share a wonderful story here. I've been sharing this because I'm fascinated with this particular story of Gautam Buddha. You know, once what happened, Gautama Buddha, yeah, you know about him, you know, he's very famous. One of his disciple comes to him and asks that, Guruji, would you please tell the stock person to give a new pair of clothes? Then Gautama Buddha asks, is it? Do you really need? Okay, no problem. What you're saying, you might be, you know your need. So I will tell, please collect. After a week, he visits that disciple's room where he stays. And he's so surprised and happy as well. The disciple invites him inside and says, Guruji, please come inside. It is my great fortune that you have chosen to come into my place. And your foot is so fortunate. I'm fortunate that your foot is inside my place, room. And so he enters and he is made to sit comfortably. And Gautama Buddha asks his disciple that, my dear, I just want to inquire, did you get the new clothes? He says, yes, yes, Guruji. Thank you so much. This is what I'm wearing. See, it is so nice and I'm so comfortable and happy. He says, very good. I am also happy. I'm happy because you are happy. It's very nice. But I want to ask you, what did you do with your old clothes? Guruji, yes, the old pair of clothes, they were a bit delicate. I washed them nicely and I made it into a bed sheet. See, it is on this, they don't have like cushion-like beds, but it's a cot on the rock, they spread on the wooden plank that they spread and they sleep. So I just made it into bed sheet. Oh, that is nice. What about your old bed sheet? Before this, what you used to use? Guruji, I made it into a towel so that I can, you know, dry my body when I take shower. That's nice. What about your old towel? Guruji, that was a bit delicate. So I made it into a curtain. A small window is there for ventilation. I made that old towel into a curtain. Is this what you have put? Yes, very good. I'm impressed. What about your old curtain? Then he said, it was too delicate that it was getting into pieces. So I cut into two pieces, and one piece I'm using it as a cleaner, duster in the kitchen, and the other piece I'm using it to mop the floor. Oh, that's really nice. What about your old kitchen duster? Guruji, that is almost torn into pieces. So what I did, I made it into small, small pieces and I, you know, tied it with the thread and I put it in the lanta. They used to use a lanta. Lantar in Hindi, lantin. Lantin means where you lit it by putting an oil in it or kerosene or something. It's like a lamp, you know, a lamp like lantern. So I put it like a, you know, what do you call that? हिंदी में तीली बोलते हैं. So you put it so that it can, the lamp, in the lamp you can, you know,
like
you can lit it.
छोटी सी बना के handle बनाते हैं ना.
Exactly, exactly. Like the thread in between the candle.
Yeah.
So he has used it in the lantern by making it more small and that old cloth. He said, very good. What about the floor mopping cloth earlier, the old one? He said, it has become very old. So what I did, I cut into small, small pieces and I made into a big, big, long, long ribbons and I knitted it and I made it into round like a doormat. Wow, that is very creative of you. What about your old doormat? He said, the old doormat has become really old. I was almost tearing. So I washed it very well and I put outside on the rock so that I can sit and meditate on it. Gautama Buddha says, I will not ask you further. You are ready. to leave. Guruji, please forgive me if I did any mistake. Why you want to leave me? Why you're telling me to leave the ashram? And the Gautam Buddha says, my dear, I don't mean anything else, because I feel now you're complete. One who knows the law and the discipline of economizing things, they can live anywhere. There's no problem for them at all. They can never complain. They can never question. They can remain happy in any type of situation. And that disciple has become a very famous right hand of Gautam Buddha, who went into the society, into different places in preaching his valuable jewels of wisdom. The message here is clear. When we practice economy, number one, in our thoughts, that is the main motto, one of the main mottos of this organization of Brahma Kumaris is think sweet, think slow, think less. Think sweet means not the sugar one, but think good, positive, senseful. And think less. Because Gautam Buddha also said the definition of peace is the more the distance between two thoughts is, the more the peace. So the less thinking can help us reduce waste. Think less as much as possible. The last but not the least is meditation. There are many techniques, but we have to consider the time as well. So there are plenty techniques to reduce the waste, because doctors prescribe many techniques. Operation is the last, but exercise is the best. For the body, you can go to gym, you can do aerobics, you can do at home also, having a small home gym. Mothers, the women, housewives, the queens of the kitchens, they always work, taking this, taking that. So they're naturally doing a lot of exercise, caring for their family, cooking, washing, cleaning. There's a natural exercise. And also something called mental exercise. If there is a waste getting accumulated in mind also needs a type of exercise. So the exercise, the true and a powerful exercise of mind is meditation. And also, you need a right kind of nourishment. There are some foods which can detoxify, you know that? I'm sure you know that because you all are experts, because nowadays Google Guru is really teaching a lot. Anyone can Google and anyone can learn how to detoxify, isn't it? So you have fruits, you have vegetables, special diet you can choose, and you can become your own doctor and you can treat yourself. And I know some people who design their own diet, and they can stay for 3 days on fruits, 3 days on just veggies, salads, and can I tell or not? I do not know. But well, because you're a family, I can tell one secret. From past nearly few hours, I can say Minalwell. Okay, I took a permission. In another few hours, it will be 3 days that I stopped eating any type of food, cooked, raw, anything. I'm maintaining a special diet with water therapy, and adding honey whenever I feel a bit dehydrated. And I'm sure that my face is not looking very weak and always thinking, oh my God, I didn't eat. Oh my God, what's going to happen? Acidity, gas, what is going to come up in my body? Nothing is going to come up. First it comes in my mind, then it enters into my body.
Are you following it? Gauthami, when? Are you doing it?
I'm doing it right now as I'm talking now. Now.
This is your third day.
This is my third day, yes.
Okay. Do you not feel tired at night? Do you not feel
at all? I'm in double energetic. You know how? Mm-hmm. Because we're having 8 hours meditation for Bharat especially. So morning 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. is a meditation time. That's how we start our day. So 2 a.m. if I have to get up, then my sleep is less, because good night meditation ends at 9:30. And my wind up takes a bit of expansion to close 10 o'clock. So 10 to 2, I can't get up at 2, a bit before.
So then that's a big less sleep for this big body. So if I'm not getting big sleep, I can't have big food. So if I have to reduce. If I eat more, I have to sleep as well. And if I have to, when I think more as well, I eat more. So I have to pay attention here, and I have to pay attention on my food as well. So if I remove the ingredient element of food, excellent life. And you might think that it is a bit madness. Yes, I started this experimenting from last year. And my mom as well says, are you really, please be honest with me, are you really not hungry? I said, absolutely not. And I'm feeling more energy. My mind is not going, because number one, I'm nourishing my mind with books, good amount of books. I'm reading and I'm enjoying every minute, because my mind is busy in entertaining itself with the wisdom. And writing, I write as well a lot, make notes, and I'm busy like this. And most of the time, meditation, conducting class. And nowadays, actually, from 3 days, why I picked up this, because there's a special service in Bharat that has been fortunately given to me to conduct sessions for the Blind Association people. There's a blind association which is celebrating 5 saal bemisal. So I really, to pep up, they're so enthusiastic. So I said, fine, I'll be part of this project. And for a few days, they are celebrating. And among those few days, for 4 days, early in the morning, they gave me a slot of 1 hour. Sister Krishna is the instrument of this. And so, according to Bharat, 1 hour means the session starts at 3 a.m. in the morning, Nigerian time. So I cannot deceive people, is it? By just sitting and conducting meditation, I cannot smile and just sit like this. I have to speak. I have to be alert. I have to be full of enthusiastic and happy in my sharing. And at the same time, I cannot just remove my night suit and wear a sari and come. I need to shower also. Everything takes time. So I have to win over the time. For that, I cannot accumulate waste of eating or extra sleep, extra eating. Nothing can really help me. So I just experimented removing that. And I'm so happy. I can't tell you so much energy I am experiencing. Sister Meenal is living with me, constantly looking at me, morning, evening, and night. And so I request her. We have a special dharana, special practice every day that we offer some food that we cook to in meditation, and we charge the food with God's power, and then we consume. And here now, I'm deprived of that food. I don't think I am, because I requested her, please cook chapatis and sabjis and whatever you want, but then add some honey water in it and give me that water. So I don't feel that I'm not eating the blessed food, the charged food. Honey is a food, but it doesn't attract the energy of the stomach. As I can share on this platform, stomach has 2 functions. Number 1 is digestion. Number 2 is repairing system. But the irony is it can do only 1 function at a time. So if I'm putting food constantly, though after 5 hours, 6 hours, it's always busy in digestion. And it takes maximum 12 hours to digest complete food to pass from the stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and extra, like that. So this whole procedure of passing through of the food, changing in different forms and before it becomes energy in the body, 12 hours normally it takes. And after 12 hours, again, I'm dumping food inside on the name of whatever it is, breakfast, lunch, dinner. And again, it is busy and I'm accumulating waste, and that is becoming a disease of some sort of discomfort. Earlier, I used to practice 16 hours fasting. And this 16 hours was okay, but still, as I'm sitting for a longer period of time, back-to-back sessions, and the legs are getting a bit swollen, a bit, not very big deal, but a bit. And I have to really take care by putting the legs on the top. Now I don't need to do all of that. So no waste accumulation anywhere in the body. And let me talk about the mind. Before anybody does any mistake, any little damage, it was so difficult to tolerate. I am tolerating. I don't express, but inside the mind, again, one more. The day started. Yeah, it has to be. So these type of expressions in my mind, which is created towards the people who are staying with me, is not very bad, but it doesn't really at times, help me to be comfortable, because it's getting accumulated. That accumulation is a real problem for me. So now, when I look at people, when I look at they do, the same thing is going on, nothing much difference, but I'm okay. I'm just not okay with it. I'm extraordinarily okay and happy with it. Is it? Okay, great, go ahead. You like it in that way? Excellent, enjoy. So I'm okay with everything that is not okay around me. So I have found these secrets by experimenting like this. Not just food intake of the body, but also the intake in the mind. Constant practice of silence and constant practice of nourishing the mind and intellect with the jewels of wisdom, and at the same time. And I also remember our sweet Karuna Didi. Her practice was also wonderful, and I would like to, can I share it, Karuna Ben? I need to take her permission about sharing about her practice. She inspired me also in this way. Karuna Didi, can I share one of your practices of Monday?
Sorry?
I said, can I share one of your practices that you do on Monday with everyone?
Fasting.
Yeah, thank you so much. Your love really giving me the signal to go ahead.
Many years. You remember?
So, I do. When I was staying in London with you, I remember how religiously you practiced. So every Monday, there's a difference. She used to be in silence, and she found by experimenting practically that silence moves and goes on very powerful if she also practices fasting of the body. Fasting. So the fasting of the body and the mind goes very well with each other. Am I sounding weak?
No.
No, you sound really great.
Do I fall short of any thoughts? Do I fall?
You spoke really well, Gauthami, Sister Gauthami, and it was really inspiring, and it put a smile in everyone's face. So now it's nice if you can give us a nice.
Just want a last one that I want to share.
Yeah.
Waste creates fear. Please pay attention. Waste creates fear. Forget about anger, greed, lust, attachment, jealousy, hatred, all the big, big things. But what waste creates is fear, number one, and insecurity, number two. These two seeds create rest everything. You don't need to be angry. You just create little waste, enough. That waste will take over, become an accumulation, and it will become fear, it will become insecurity, it will become an anger. So, penny wise, pound foolish. Am I right? I use this after a very long time. So take care of the pennies, that is the little things, and take care of your accumulation. Be good with yourself.
Can you expand a little bit more on waste creates fear?
Can you please repeat?
Can you expand a little bit on waste creates fear? How?
How we create waste?
No, how does waste create fear?
Fear creates.
How does waste create fear? Exactly. Fear. See, what exactly is a waste? Waste is a weak thought. A weak thought having doubts and questions. Oh my God, I'm seeing this news. Oh, India, so many deaths. Oh my God, the vaccine is not really effective. I don't want to take risk, boss. I'm good at my home in four walls. I don't want to take any vaccination. Oh yes, good grace, I got this news in time. And finally you get a message. Now, according to your phone number and what you applied for, you are so-and-so date, you have to come and take vaccination. No way, I cannot go and take vaccination. Already you created a waste thought that this one is not good for you. This one doesn't really benefit you. And this one doesn't help you still. If you take also after all the effort, it doesn't really mean that you will be free from this disease. Anytime it can affect you. So then what is the use of doing it? So you have become hopeless towards yourself. You became hopeless towards the treatment that government is making so much efforts and everyone is really trying to help you out. And you became hopeless about your own future. And a big fear is created because I did not take vaccine. which is anyway I will not take. Also, I will not go out of my house because I can't go. If I go, I'll again multiplication of waste thoughts. I went outside. I bought these vegetables near this vendor. This vendor is not wearing a mask. He's wearing a half mask. I don't know. He sneezed also in front of me. This again is, I don't know whether I have caught up with that infection. That virus might be there. I better sanitize. 2 days I'm sanitizing because I met 2 days before that vegetable vendor. You know how it is created? So a small, simple thing. Everything comes in a multiple way. A thought is a seed. If you sow one seed, there are multiple fruits. And number 2, one of my friend left the body. He's so good. He used to go to gym. His diet is so perfect. He's a vegetarian as well. And he brings everything online. He doesn't go out as well. Why? Why, God? Why my friend only? Today, there was a session, and one person is always active in that session. And that person did not talk with anybody today. And I was greeting, and I was told, sister, yours is number 3. You are a 3rd faculty. And the first 2 faculties before, they have been trying to interact. And the one which is actively interacting all these days is not opening the video and is not unmuting himself, is not responding. Please, you also don't waste your time in interacting that person because his friend left the body because of COVID. His mood is off. You know how much it can get extended? And it is your choice. You choose to be sad. You choose to be dull, dumb. You choose to be creating waste. This is completely is your choice. Waste is your choice. So be careful, pay attention, remove the waste, not worth. We are not worth of having any waste. We are the most worthy ones on the earth because we know the worth, self-worth. We know the worth of God's company in the life. If you are a companion of God, you don't have a waste in life. This is the ultimate statement, what I can share. Make God as your companion and chase away all types of waste, physical, mental, social, financial, whatever type of waste. You can chase away if you have God as your companion, because God is a very good friend. He doesn't allow the darkness of waste to come close to you because he's an eternal, living light. And constantly you are under the canopy of that light, of that protection. Because his company is so very attractive, his company is so empowering that you don't need to check also to see where is the waste, because before you check the waste, his light might have dispelled the waste. So be intelligent in this way. We have a choice. Either we check every day and remove cautiously, which is also very good. Make time and do that also. Or choose one simple, humble, innocent way of working. Keep God as your companion. Companion means not just namesake. Companion means you have to be in that living relationship. It's a relationship with God. Relationship means communication. So constantly you have to talk to God. I can't talk with my mind, oh my God, I did not eat. Maybe this back pain is because of that. Maybe this thing is that. No. I need to talk to God, not to my mind, always. My accumulation sometimes brings obstacles in my mind, telling that, listen, you are not a superhuman, but don't do like that. Please at least drink some coconut water. I need to answer my question. Excuse me, I have company. I don't need coconut. It is a determined thought. It's not to be adamant or being mad about your practices, but be positive and be empowering with that wonderful, intensely positive thoughts. Because God's company is the highest nourishment to the mind, to the intellect, to the body, to your own future. If you have light today, your tomorrow is bright. If you have waste today, please be aware about your tomorrow. because today's waste is tomorrow's accumulation. And today's waste is tomorrow's weight. But how much you have to wait to see your weight, it can be. Sometimes you have to wait to see your accumulation. Sorry if I have taken a long time.
Thank you, Sister Gautam. That was really beautiful. Everyone really enjoyed it. So it would be nice if we can have a few minutes of meditation,
Sure.
and then we can do tackle a few questions.
Right. Om Shanti. Breathe in gently. Relax your mind, relax your body. As you're breathing inside, inhaling with peace, exhaling all the waste. Inhaling love of God, exhaling loneliness. Focus yourself on your truth, the essence that I am a living light. I'm a living being in this body. I'm a master. Who have the controlling power to give the right directions to my mind and intellect, and to give the right wisdom to respond, to understand, to my mind, and also to my organs of the body. As a true master, I care for my body and also my mind. As a caring mother, I choose the right diet to my mind and also to my body. I educate my mind. Oh, my mind, I love you a lot. You are my constant, closest companion of life. I educate my mind, saying that I have loads of peace within. I have great treasures of God's love. I'm very fortunate of having unlimited happiness. I'm simply superb as I have God's company, and God's constant companionship. I am awesome as I'm constantly under the light of His protection. My mind, this little fear about body, illness, food, and death doesn't help us leave the fear. Free yourself. I love you, my mind. Free yourself from these bondages as they are creating barriers in experiencing what you are, in feeling your own greatness. Leave this loneliness, fears, and insecurities. Feel being full with God's love, God's peace, God's energy. Enjoy your awesomeness. You are extra special. Your time is special. Your thoughts are special. Your presence is so great and cooperative to God. Your contribution of being in peace is so valuable. My dear mind, you're blessed. You have no waste ever, and you shall not have any waste in future. You're weightless. You're light. You have God's might. And so every thought of yours is just right and nothing but right. My actions are right. The path that I've chosen in this life is righteous. My future is right. Whatever is going around is absolutely right. I understand the time. I understand the cycle. And I abide by the rules and secrets of the time. And so I am a responsible, peaceful creation. Thank you, God. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Shanti, thank you for that beautiful commentary. So we can get started with the question. The first question is, living in family, there are a few disagreements in opinions and thoughts. So how do we come out of this in less time so that I can have, so that I do not accumulate waste?
Excellent question. Difference of opinion is the beauty of life. I think the others don't think like me. Sometimes I also think that the others' thoughts are not so very powerful, positive, meaningful like of mine. So when you compare, then the waste is getting created. Consider everyone as an independent individual. Though they are your family, though you grew up with them, they might be your own creation, your own children, but everyone is an independent individual. And everyone's director is one, the Almighty Baba, Almighty God. So here, in this family, number one, please include God as your family member, because his advice and company helps us to overcome the problems with other family members. Number two, look at everyone as a beautiful, wonderful, accurate actor. Number three, no matter what anybody is doing, anything, there is always an ingredient of goodness in them, and focus only on that. And if, though you're focusing, still that mistake of them is really troubling you inside, then you need to increase your practice of seeing goodness in them. If you're able to create a lot of thoughts, it's fine, but if it is not really helping, start writing blessings for them. Start writing blessing thoughts, blessing at minimum 10, maximum 100. I'm sure 100 will help us to overcome. So much good energy you have created towards your family members that you have already overpowered of your own waste that you might have accumulated in the past. Energy overpowers energy. Energy is a medicine for weakness. So create wonderful thoughts, create blessings. Good wishes are good, but blessings are powerful. What happens in blessings is your own energy is there. At the same time, you invoke God's energy also to bless that particular interaction between you both. and heal it, resolve it forever. So that whatever is in between you both shall not be an accumulation for the future interaction. Every accumulation is the basis for the future interaction. Please resolve before you meet. This is very important, whether it is a family member or whether it is anybody. You are meeting anybody, physical body. Before that, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself that whom you are meeting is not a red carpet thing. He'll come with his own. But be prepared. You be with your own armor. And also, more than holding the weapons, have a good, strong armor that he will not affect me. Like nowadays, how you meet with a mask and with a sanitizer. So these are the inner invisible mask and sanitizers, also very, very important to be free from the virus of the waste. So mask means, what is the mask that you're wearing? You will not speak anything to react, to aggravate the situation. And sanitizing is whatever you do it with good wishes. You sanitize yourself. You need to be clean when you approach and interact. In your interactions, you have to only give your hygienic approach in the relation. You understood a hygienic approach. Yeah, he might be virus affected, but you, in order to save yourself, first of all, you apply sanitizer. Then you can shake and do everything. So be prepared.
Yes, thank you, Sister Gauthami. You have wonderfully clarified that question. So I think we can wrap up here. So thank you, Sister Gauthami. Thank you for everyone for being a great audience, and we all enjoyed this session. And last but not least, thank you to Sister Karuna, who has organized this program.
Yes.
So thank you, and we all shall meet once again next Friday for a beautiful class. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Thank you.